that was super good timing. Oops. There we go. Okay. Now I have my microphone over here. Hello, 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 people of the stream. Hey, y'all. I see Sophia out there and Anita out there. It's good to see y'all. How are y'all doing? What's going on? What's haps? What's the haps? Second cup of coffee, y'all. It's just one of those days. One of those days. And I'm setting up my Lunchable because I haven't eaten yet, as you guys are used to. So yeah. So I have been on the struggle bus this week, as I was last week. I'm trying to pull myself out of it. I'm not getting more than like about 100 words a day, but I'm writing, just not much. So yeah. But I've also been ignoring a lot of things that I needed to work on, that I need to work on. So I'm going to work on those things first. This stream I'll be working on most likely lots of emails, DragonCon organization, multiverse stuff, because I have to update all the applications because they go live on January 1st. And they've been on my list for the last 2 weeks to get started on those, and I just haven't. So I'm going to do that today. If I can get to the writing, great. If I can't, tomorrow will be a writing stream for me. But I've got to get this other shit done. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Sophia has a water leak in her kitchen. It's fine. I just have to be careful when emptying the dishwater. Is your like land person, like your landlord person, gonna come in and fix it? Anita's doing well. Ariel has arrived. Hello, Ariel. Welcome in. Welcome in. Sophia also finished a tiny mushroom for the play food basket for my niece. That is so cute. And the landlord is on it. He has to order parts. Excellent. We like a landlord who's on top of shit. Nice. I hope they'll be here soon. I will keep my fingers crossed for that. But at least you can still use your stuff. You just have to be careful, you know? I hate it when you have to there's no toilet. The toilet doesn't work. Ugh. That's one of my biggest fears in moving to Europe. Not fear, but I know that a lot of homes, especially older homes, apartments and stuff, only have one bathroom. And I do not like only one bathroom. I like 2 bathrooms, even though there's just 2 of us. I like us to have our own bathrooms if we need them. Because also, if something goes wrong in one of the bathrooms, I mean, okay, anyway. Let's see. Rachel Taylor's here. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Ariel said, focusing on day job today since I'm off for the rest of the year starting tomorrow. Yes, my friend. That is awesome. Sophia says, well, if nothing would work, I'd go stay with my sister. Yeah, but that's still a pain in the ass, right? It's still a pain in the ass not being in your own space. So yeah, so I'm really glad that it's still usable. You just have to watch the leak. So, yeah, my sister's house has 1 toilet downstairs, nothing upstairs, and a tub in the basement. just parts of the bathroom thrown randomly in the house. Yeah, so, that's my concern. They're going to add a bathroom upstairs eventually. Good. Yeah. For me, we need 2 bathrooms, and we need at least 2 bedrooms, preferably 3, because offices, right? Mostly offices. And, since I'm doing so much stuff online now, when we first moved into this house, our downstairs is this huge room. So, it's the size of a single car garage. And so, we were both down there. Excuse me, we had our offices down there and stuff. But, we would have meetings, put on headphones and everything. But when you're streaming, that's kind of a different thing, I think. So when I had ended up moving up here, now it's okay, now we need 2 different rooms. Or, somewhere where I can go and close the door so that whatever. So yeah. Anyway, worry about that another time. Update on the move saga. Apparently, my husband talked to the HR chick, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this last week, but he talked to the HR chick last week, and she said that his boss had made a decision at the beginning of the month. Has his boss reached out to him to share that decision with him? No. So what that tells me is that his boss has decided not to let him do that, not to let him move. And so, because his boss is very conflict avoidant, like he avoided my husband for months when HR originally said, no, we can't do it because it's going to cost us $20,000. A multi-billion-dollar company, 20 grand. Even though it wasn't actually going to cost 20 grand because they were going under the assumption that he's a US citizen and they'd have to do all the visas and paperwork and shit, which means they weren't actually looking at his situation. They were just assuming. So, yeah. So, I don't know. And my husband's, again, we talk. I think I mentioned how we have different outlooks when we have a goal and something gets in the way. I will go around it. I'll take a different path. I'll try to figure out anything I can to get the goal that I want. Or if I can't get the goal that I want, the goal as close to my original goal as possible. He's not like that. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Ariel says, good news. The MRI results came in and my disc isn't herniated again. I just have scar tissue that's inflamed right now, and that will take some time to heal. Oh my God, that's so good. That just means you need to really take it easy over the next few weeks. You need to give yourself, give your body the chance to take care of that. Sophia says, yeah, and you want to create a nice backdrop for streaming too. I don't know if I have a particularly nice backdrop, but it's me. It's who I am. So yeah. Okay. So what's everybody working on? I know Ariel said she's working on day job stuff. I'm betting Rachel is either working on day job stuff or Halo. Sophia said she was working on the little, what is it you said you were working on? Oh, you finished the tiny mushroom, so you're not working on that. Sophia says, any wall that's not too far away and has a bookcase works. Yeah, no, that's true. You also have a nice wall color. Thank you. Thank you. Rachel says, Halo for the entire time. I've got goals to meet. I also have goals to meet, my friend. So I've literally got like 8 different things. My email client is not working the way it's supposed to be working, so I'm trying to figure out how to get help for that. And then Toby invited me to participate in a book club that he's doing through his Patreon. And so there's that. And then, and then I've got my normal shit I've got to work on. So I don't even know. Oh. Okay, sorry. Anita is writing a new column for Authortunities. I did not know there was a thing called Authortunities. What is that, Anita? Please share with us. Sophia says, I'm graduating tomorrow. I have people coming over, so I need to clean. Congratulations, friend. Huzzah! Huzzah! Ariel said it is a little scary because I might need a fusion if it doesn't heal, so I'm being extra careful right now. Excellent. Excellent plan. Sophia says, and then I'm going to work on my hunter fic. Okay, so what is that? Sophia asked how Toby's doing. I haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah, he made it to Germany. He's been in Germany for about a month now, or maybe a month and a half. And he seems to be settling in. I was chatting with him. I'm really technically still chatting with him on Discord. I just had to take a little break. So yeah, he seems to be doing well. He said it's a little cold, but he's adjusting. And he said the weirdest things is that their toilets are square. He said, that's really weird. So I was just like, that is kind of weird. So yeah, Anita said it's a Substack site run. Oh, by Angela. Got it. Got it. Got it. Super cool. Sophia says it's just a 10K word fic I'm doing from my work in progress list. Excellent. Excellent. I'm also glad he got there safely. Yes, same, same, same. So, okay. So that is someone we need to ban. Goodbye. All right. Okay. So, everybody checked in? Is there anybody over on YouTube? I don't think there's anybody over on YouTube currently. I think I'm just there. So, but I'll keep an eyeball out because last time I completely forgot that I had YouTube going, so I didn't check it for the first hour, and there were people there talking, and I just wasn't interacting at all. So yeah, I feel bad. And of course they left because I wasn't interacting with them at all. So I have to pay attention. Let's see. Sophia's going to start with dishes and then do the bathroom. Excellent. Sounds good. Sounds good. So like I said, this first sprint, I am going to, I'm going to be eating. I'm partly set up. I have my spicy mustard to go with my bologna crackers and cheese, American cheese. I don't really eat American cheese very often, but I do eat it with this. And I also have Chips Ahoy cookies. They're probably not actually Chips Ahoy, but they're pretty good. So, all right. Y'all ready? Shall we get into it? I don't even have the timer up yet. That's how not with it I am. All right, y'all. Shall we get into it? First sprint of the stream. Like I said, I'm going to be off camera, so do not be alarmed. All right, here we go. 20 minutes. There we go. All right, y'all, that was the timer. Sorry, I was paying attention like 30 seconds before, and then I got sidetracked, and then it went off. So, how did you guys do? So, I did eat my lunch. I feel better. And I did my planner page for today. And so, I was getting ready to send out an email, but then I remembered I need to do this help thing. And I'm having trouble. Anyway, I'm struggling, y'all. So, I'm working on it. How'd you guys do? Um, I also have the old orange cat here. You know it's cold because she's hanging out with me in my warm office with the heating pad. Even though she's also got a heating pad downstairs in the kitchen pantry, which is where she likes to sleep also. But she's up here with me now. Um, let's see. Sophia got her dishes done, but it sure felt like a mountain. And you absolutely conquered that mountain. Good job. Because I've been baking today. Ooh, what you been baking? I also dad proofed my bathroom. What does that mean exactly? Rachel says, I worked the whole time running through a scene I wrote yesterday to clean it up and convince it to make sense so I can add new words later on. I feel you, my friend. Anita started the column article despite serious spelling issues today. Some days are harder than others. Yeah. Pretty sure I'll make the minimum word count. Yes. Good, good, good. Oh, my dad is blind. I had forgotten that. So I moved stuff he could confuse for soap and towels out of where soap and towels might be. That is very smart. That is very smart. Good job. Good job. Ariel's still working on day job stuff and lit a spiced gingerbread candle to make my desk cozy. I love that. I should do. Can you guys? Yeah, you see that little guy right there? That is one of those infusers. Like it blows smelly stuff into the air. I should do that. I should do that. Maybe I'll set that up in the break. Sophia says the only thing on the sink is now soap. The only thing hanging next to the sink is a hand towel. Perfect. Perfect. Usually I have hand lotion and stuff on the counters too. That makes total sense. And some cleaning rags hanging next to it. Yeah. But good job. Good job, friend. Way to look out. Way to look out. All right. Shall we get into it? I think I figured out what I did wrong. Okay. All right. Shall we get back into it? I've got another 20 minutes on the clock. Let's do it, y'all. Here we go. You should come around here. Y'all, my husband, no, come around here so they can see. My husband just went up and got the garbage and the mail, and this is how he's bringing the mail back.
That was a lot of mail. It was a lot of packages. I only have 2 hands. What are you doing?
You're so dumb.
Why? I thought it was pretty smart.
He just like came in and he's like, zoop. All right. Anyway, let's see. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sophia cleaned some stuff out last week, and now her apartment is like actually clean and tidy. You want to come do my house? You want to come do my house? Let's see. Like, whose place is this still, really? No, the weather, like, it's not raining or anything, but it is chilly out. I mean, it's actually not as cold as it was last week, or earlier in the week, rather, over the weekend and stuff. It's currently 57. So, but he was also bringing the garbage can in, right? And we have a long driveway, so it's not like it's just like, 20 feet and up to the garage. It's a long driveway. And so, he didn't want to balance all that shit he was carrying, so he just stuffed it in his sweater. Sophia says, I think I'm company ready now. Excellent. Excellent. Anita said, article is progressing. 3 misconceptions down, 2 more to write. Excellent. So I finally figured out, like, I sent the support email I needed to send. Basically what happened was I have this email client that I use called Mailbird. So you can have all of your stuff in one place and blah, blah, blah. It's just an email client like Outlook, but not Microsoft. And so, so I have an annual premium subscription, which is like $70 a year or whatever. And over Black Friday, they send me a deal that is supposed to be like tailored to my account. And it said for $29, you can get like basically all, like, instead of it being annual, it's lifetime. And I'm like, for $29, heck yeah. So I did it without understanding that it was actually like downgrading me from the account I had, even though like it shouldn't have done that. So I sent him an email and I told him either like, I want my original license back, and if you're not gonna like, and a refund on the $29 that I gave you, because I was under the impression it was my license that was not some other random person's license, my license. So anyway, so yeah. So that I sent that email out, and now I'm working on another email that I owe, and then I'm gonna go and work on Dragon Con stuff. Let's see. Rachel Taylor worked the whole time again. Lots of additions and corrections and researching of teeny tiny details that no one but me will ever notice. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Lactigal? What is blue and doesn't weigh much? I think a Smurf is a perfectly good answer. Also a blueberry. Ariel finished some sensitive... Oh, light blue. Oh, no. You're one of those, I can tell. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you could join us, new friend. Ariel finished some time-sensitive tasks early and now taking a break. We like breaks. Speaking of breaks, it's time for one. So we're going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to step away because I have to feed the cat, although I think my husband might have, and I have to explain to my husband why they didn't pick up the recycling, because they changed the day of our recycling pickup, except all the emails that said your new pickup day is Monday, which was our old pickup day, did not then also say, but your recycling is Thursday. None of them said that. I read every single email they sent and every single text because they inundated me with them, and it was all about the regular trash. Not a single one except for the one I got today saying, hey, don't forget, tomorrow's your recycling pickup. Yeah. So, like, it's annoying. Everything's a struggle today. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to explain that to him, and I'm going to get more tea So if you need something to eat, something to drink, you need to use the restroom, which I also probably need to use. So we may take a 6 minute break instead of a 5 minute break because I think with all those things, I think I probably need an extra minute. Um, and so now's the time to do that. Something else is ringing. Oh, I know what it is. I leveled up. Oh no, that is our egg maker, our egg timer. So my husband, you guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. So my husband has this little boiled egg maker thing. It does an entire, like, I don't know, the whole first verse of some song. Like, it's still going off, and it's just this happy little do 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 do, and it goes off for like a whole minute. It's insane. So that's what's going off in the kitchen right now that you can't hear. Anyway, if you need something to eat, something to drink, use the facilities. Perfect time to do that. If you've been with me this whole time or even part of the time and you've been sitting, please get up out of your chair, stretch your body a little, because like your body will appreciate that. And let's see, what else? Oh, don't forget to save your work. Also, your first reminder, if you haven't taken your meds yet, you should have taken your meds by now. Please take your meds because we care about you. So we're going to take 5. We'll probably be gone. We're going to take 6 actually, because I have lots of things I have to do. Oh, someone's feeding the dragon. Was that Anita? That was Anita. Thank you, Anita, for feeding the dragon. We hit level 15. Huzzah. Huzzah. All right. We're going to be right back. Meet you back here in 6, y'all. All right. See, I told you it was going to take me 6 minutes. All right. Timer's about to go off in like 5 seconds. I have returned. I have tea. I explained the recycling situation to my husband. All right. And let me go back. Lactigal. Am I saying that right? Please let me know if I'm like butchering that and give me like phonetic pronunciation and I will fix it. Let's see. They say I'm taking a break from writing at the moment, but I'm 38k words into my first novel. Yay! It's a thriller, and I've got a whole trilogy lined out. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Anita went and got coffee and chocolate. Maybe my spelling will improve, but you'll be a lot happier either way. Talking about the thesaurus in Jurassic Park. Lactigal says, I reached a major turning point. Oh, excuse me. I reached a major turning point in the story of my book, and the main villain is about to be introduced. He's been mentioned before, but this will be his first personal appearance. Hey, Molly, over on YouTube. Molly's Thoughts and Musings. Hello, Molly. Where's my lunch? Yes, isn't the dragon adorable? If you were on Twitch, you could feed the dragon. Except you're not, so you can't. But maybe somebody will feed or breed or fight with the dragon for you so you can see it. Her name is Pixie. She's named after my favorite cat. The CH sound in my name doesn't exist in the English language, so you're fine with your pronunciation. If you want to give it to me phonetically, I'm happy to try it. All right, Anita, feeding the dragon. Yay! Thank you, Anita. So, you have no idea what it is phonetically. Well, yes, I understand. That's why I was like, if you put the sounds on the thing, I will try. I will probably still butcher it, but I will try. What language? Yeah, that's my question. What language is it from? So, I think it's really cool. Oh, it's German. Well, my husband is Dutch. So I don't speak Dutch, but I'm very familiar with those sounds. They are very hard for, yes, then ask your hubby. Yeah, he's Dutch, so it's probably pretty similar. But I'm sure it's the sound. I always tease him about that. So yeah, I should have him come up and I don't think he's in the kitchen anymore. I think he went down to the basement. So yeah. Lachtigal. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty familiar with the sounds of the Germanic languages. And the funny thing is, when I'm with my in-laws, if they're speaking Dutch, because my mother-in-law she's pretty fluent in English, but obviously, and especially as she gets older, she kind of loses the memory of English a little bit because she doesn't use it very often. And so sometimes, like, especially if she's trying to explain something with lots of details and stuff, she'll switch over to Dutch and then somebody else will translate for me. But I can often follow the conversation that they're having. Like, I often can follow, like, I know enough words and things. I can kind of follow the gist of a conversation. I don't know the details. I don't understand necessarily the nuances, but I can at least follow the conversation. And my friend Toby, our friend Toby just moved to Germany. I'm not sure where he's living, actually. I should ask him. Let's see. Molly will be on Twitch probably January. Very exciting. Let me know. And if you're doing streams, really let me know so that I can follow you. Thank you for feeding the dragon so she could see. Anita's awesome like that. Lachtigal says, I'm actually teaching my French boyfriend German at the moment. We got to that sound recently. It's definitely a hard sound for those of us who are more familiar with the Romance languages. And in English, it's weird because English is a Germanic language, right? But we don't have that kind of sound anywhere really in our lexicon. So it is absolutely something that is hard for us to pronounce. And it's the same with like rolling R's, because we don't have that in our language. So those who are English speakers often have a lot of trouble with the rolling R's because our tongues are not used to moving in the way that is necessary for a rolling R. Yes, Dutch is a bit like if German and English had a baby. That's about right. That's about right. Um, let's see. Rachel says, "Oh, I hadn't heard Toby moved." Yes, Toby has fled. He moved in. He flew out in early November. It was like, or maybe late October. It was like right after Multiverse. Lochdagal says that is because English is not a language. English is three languages in a trench coat pretending to be one. Yes, English. What is it? What is it? I had a T-shirt that said this for a while. It's actually too small for me now. So if anybody is like a medium and wants it, let me know. Yeah, English. What is it? English follows other languages down dark alleys, knocks them over the head, and then goes through their pockets for loose grammar. Yeah, that's about right. On the other hand, I can't nail the Z sound in casual conversation. Am I talking about me niece or my knees? You'll never know. And well, my husband and Dutch people in general, they don't have the th sound, the th sound that that English speakers use. So a lot of times when Dutch people speak and try to do the th sound, it comes out as a d sound. So it's like, you know, dem instead of them. So let's see. What's a kidnapper's favorite shoes? I don't know. Let's hear it. Lochnagal wins the Metaphor of the Day award. It's true. It's true. Molly said, "I'm just glad English is my native language because learning it as a foreign language is difficult." Yeah, I could not imagine learning English as a secondary language because like yes, it has rules, but it only follows those rules about 30% of the time. Everything else is just a hodgepodge. It's nothing. White vans. Oh no. Oh no. That was so bad. All right. So I have a couple friends who, like, you would get along with very, very well. They're also punsters. Sophia says, yeah, Swedes struggle with the TH too, but it comes out as closer to F. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yet another haha. Sophia says, I think English is pretty easy to learn compared to other languages I've studied. Well, I appreciate that, at least. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like it would be hard. I think probably because, especially if you're trying to learn American English, because the United States is such a big country, there are all kinds of different slang. Like English loves slang, you know, because you go to the UK and if you're in different parts of England, you'll hear entirely different slang and you may not even understand any of it. Like, I know that if I go to certain parts of the United Kingdom and I hear people speaking English, I will not understand what the fuck they're saying. But I love that. Like, I love the challenge of that. Let's see. Who is the oldest actress? Who? Also, one of the things I'm researching for this new book, and I fell down a research hole yesterday about it, is the Gullah Geechee culture in primarily it's in coastal Georgia and South Carolina, generally speaking. So Savannah, Charleston, that whole area, and it's basically Africans who were brought over enslaved, but they were from all different areas of West Africa, and so they created like the Gullah Geechee. A lot of people think it's like broken English, but it's not. It's its own language, and it came out of the enslaved people having English, Dutch, Portuguese, and Spanish enslavers, and them hearing words and each speaking a different West African language, and them trying to find some commonality, like so this whole sort of language came up out of that. And you can hear it a lot in like Creole is like that, but you can hear it very much. It sounds very Jamaican, you know? So I just think, I think it's just fascinating how language works. All right. Rachel says the only other language I've learned is Spanish, which is both very systematic language and mandatory for California. At least it was to learn to read in my area. I took in high school, I took Latin, 2 years of Latin, a year of Spanish. In college, I took a year of college French, and then I studied Italian independently, like not by myself, but like I took classes, but like outside of any kind of formal university system or anything like that. And then I've I've been also working on learning Portuguese. I don't speak any of them with any fluency. I did want to learn Dutch until my husband made fun of me when he was trying to teach me, and then I quit. So yeah. Sarah Jurassica Parker. Okay, that one you don't get points for. I'm sorry. You do not get points for that one. All right. Sophia says, like, you don't have the vastly different verbs depending on who does them in the Romance languages, except a few words. Yeah, we don't have gendered. We really don't. The only gendered words we have in at least American English are words that we've stolen from Romance languages or other gendered languages. And your nouns don't have gender. And and is very easy to learn. Sophia says, I tell you how to learn our n et, but like you can't. There's not even any patterns to it like in the Romance languages. Lochdegal says, oh right, another thing I got to write last night is my 2 female leads' first kiss. Oh my god, we love those. Don't we love those, y'all? We love those. Ariel said, I started learning Japanese last year and I haven't kept up with it for obvious reasons, but it's not as difficult once you understand the alphabet. That's interesting. So my friend Holly has been picking up Mandarin because she goes to Taiwan a lot. And so, like, you know, she knows a little bit of that. Asian languages, I think that they're really interesting. I am not that enamored of Asian culture. It's not that I have anything against Asian culture, but you know how some people are really drawn to a particular culture? Asian cultures are not that for me. And a part of it too is like Asian food. I can't eat a lot of like Asian food. It just, like, my own personal eating, like my issues, like my own personal dietary restrictions, most of them are things that are in Asian foods. So, like, the whole idea of visiting Asian countries, it's like, I don't know if I'll be able to eat anything. You know what I mean? So, like, that has also kind of made me like, no, I'll just, like, stick to Europe. And, you know, maybe Africa would be cool. I think that would be cool to visit. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got completely off the languages and just decided I was just going to go visit all these places, right? Ariel says, I want to learn that too. I know it's hard, but I like the challenge. What's red and horrible for your teeth? I don't know. It could be anything. They have plenty of American food in Japan. I am sure they do. Oh, a brick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was thinking, you know, a punch with a red glove. That would also be bad for your teeth. But do you really want to be that kind of American tourist? Yeah, but she's not talking about her. She's talking about me. I can't help it. I mean, I don't necessarily need American food, but like, I can't eat rice. I can't eat fried foods. I don't generally like the taste of like soy and teriyaki and a lot of flavor profiles that are Asian. And again, it's not that I have an issue with Asian culture at all. I think there's a lot of really, like, I think there's so much interesting historically with that whole area. Like, so it's not that. It's just literally the food. I can't, there's so much of Asian food I can't eat. Ariel says, we had a lot of Japanese food when we were there. Yeah, exactly. She's talking about me. She didn't talk about her. She does it the right way. I'm the one who's that American tourist. And again, I don't necessarily need American. I just need food I can actually eat. And there just happens to be a lot of food in Asia that I just cannot eat. Like, my system doesn't tolerate it. So yeah. So, all right, Luckdal, tell us. Oh, never mind. I thought we were still waiting on an answer, but you answered it already with the brick. Yes, for sure. Okay, but let's get back to work, y'all. So if you're just joining us, let us know. Feel free to let us know in the chat what you're working on. Molly, are you working on anything with us today? And let's see, because I do not want to keep. I do not want to. I do not want to leave Molly out because she's over on YouTube. And it makes me happy when I have people over there. I mean, it makes me happy when I have people on Twitch too, but I'm used to having people on Twitch. I don't know, words are hard. It's true. It's true. Sophia says, I'll be writing, I hope, hit a snag and intend to unravel it. Excellent. Rachel says, I think there's a generational bias against Asian for older Americans, and that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. When you go to war, like we have that same bias in the current generations with Middle Eastern people, right? Yeah. It's totally changing though, which is good, as Gen Z loves so much of Asian media. Absolutely. But that has a lot to do with the fact that there were so many wars over there that, like, we had Vietnam and we had Korea that American soldiers were. So of course, it makes total sense that there was a lot of bias against Asian culture. Okay, Anita says, I watched Japan Eats on YouTube, and there's a wide variety of food in Japan. Okay, maybe I should check that out then. Rachel says, also parts of China are gorgeous, puts Yosemite to shame. Yes, and the whole thing is, like, I would really love to go just the spectacular views. Like, I have a friend who just moved to Thailand, and like that, holy cow, does that look gorgeous, right? Yeah, like I would love to travel there just to see some of the beauty that's there and some of the ancient like structures, and because that area of the world is so much older, like civilization in that area. That's not even right either. There's so much historically in that area that is still around, is probably more accurate. And I'm a history like nerd. Let's see. Molly says, I'll be listening to books on ZTBR and redoing my baking planning. The fact that you have to like redo your baking planning tells me that your baking planning is very big. So I wish I was at your house. Ariel says, I get sad every time I go to a ramen shop there knowing I had good ramen for cheap in Tokyo. That's the other thing. And that's another thing. I can't do ramen. Like, I can't do noodles. If they're, like, I can't do noodles. So, unless they're super, super mushy. If they're super mushy, and I don't know, because I don't really eat ramen, because I can't do noodles. If they're super mushy, I can do it. Let's see. Anita said, including their version of Italian... Wait, I think I missed something. Oh, Japan Eats, including their version of Italian and Indian. Okay, that's cool. Molly says, and thank you. It's very lonely over here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you pre-schedule your streams with YouTube, we can start listing you on the BookTuber Bible so the YouTube crowd can stop in. That's cool. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that with my streaming software because I'm multi-stream, right? So I am not sure exactly how to do it, but I'll figure it out. I'm not sure I'll figure it out exactly before the holidays, but I'll figure it out. Let's see. Rachel says to Ariel, I love ramen. You're making me hungry and jealous as I've never been to Asia. Anita says, also, Japanese desserts are amazing if the YouTube vids are accurate. No. I think, honest to God, I think in Japan and China, some of the stuff they do is so off the chain smart. Like, I love, like they are so much farther along in so many ways than we are. We are so backwards compared to some Asian countries in terms of technology and safety and things like it's crazy. Lactigal says, that reminds me of when I was hungry in my sleep and dreamed that the Mayan city of, is it, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Chichen? It has been renamed to chicken pizza. I mean, I'd remember it that way. Molly says, I sent you a message on Instagram, by the way. Excellent. Cool. Thanks. I will check it out. Rachel says, I went to Japan a couple of years ago and it was amazing. I highly recommend if you can go. All right. So I'm all caught up on the chatty chat. Now let's get back into it. I have an email I'm sending to Toby, actually, because he's doing a book club in 2026 for his Patreon at a certain level where they get a free ebook and then they discuss the things, and he wants to read my book. So I guess I'm going to be scheduled for May, which is my birthday month. So that'll be perfect for that. So I'm sending him all the stuff he needs for that. Yeah, so I'll be working on that email, and then I need to send an email to Regina, who is my boss at Dragon Con, and then I need to start sorting out Dragon Con shit. I love what I do. I do love what I do. But we are going to get into it. Lochtegal says, I think next break I'll talk about my book more. You can talk about your book more whenever you want. You can continue to talk about your book in the chat. People still hang out in the chat. Taurus. I am indeed a Taurus. It is true. I mean, and it makes sense, right? I don't get angry often. When I get angry, I get very, very angry, but I have a very long fuse. I'm very chill and grounded, and I do not panic very often. I'm very Taurus. I'm very Taurus. I'm also very stubborn. But I will say that I have worked a lot over the years on that stubbornness. And I am always like, when I want what I want, I want what I want. But if I've missed something and there's some piece that would change my decisions, I welcome that. It's not even that I'm open to it, it's that I welcome it. So yeah. Taurus, I didn't know you were ring-shaped. I am very round. It's true. Especially my booty. I have a round booty. I have a bubble butt. It's true. All right, let's get on it. I've got 20 minutes on the clock. As always, there's no music during the stream or anything like that unless someone purchases music on Twitch with their plot bunnies. So just for those of you who are new, when it's quiet, don't freak out. It's normal. So, and I'll still be keeping up with the chat and stuff. So feel free if y'all want to chitty chat in there. But otherwise, we're going to get to work. I got 20 minutes on the clock. Let's go.